All right, we're live. Welcome from the crossroads of America. Talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I got a Patreon page, PayPal, and all the other stuff in the info section below. All right. Let's see. First in the chat today was AR Guns, then Shady Hill Homestead, New York Outcast, the Misfits Darling, Kevin in New York, Two Live Moo is here, Raphael's joined us so far, and so far my panelist so far, which is a good one, is New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate you showing up. Let's hope other people show up. I know we're being corked right now by another YouTuber having a show going, but we're just keep on marching on, you know. But anyway, Guns and Barbecue. How you doing? I wonder if he's totally connected because he's not talking to us.
Giving you the silent treatment.
Yes, but that's okay.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
How's it going?
not bad. Yourself?
Doing okay. Yeah, so like my title said, I think let's talk firearms, etc. World events and whatever. You know, firearms, talk firearms, I mean, etc. What I was going to talk about falls under etc. I told you all on Wednesday I was going to go shooting on Thursday, which I did, but I didn't. Out of my back was hurting me. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but when it hurts, it's hard to stand up. And so I did go. I shot maybe 3 magazines, and those magazines only hold 8. So maybe 24 rounds is all I shot. And, you know, I wasn't enjoying it. So I thought, why waste all my ammo when I'm not really enjoying it, you know? So that's what I did. But out of the 24 I shot, I was shooting 10 yards, 10 yards and 15 yards. I mean, out of 24, I reckon I must have hit at least 18, you know, of it on target. When I say target, 6-inch steel targets is what I'm shooting at. I do use paper targets, but I love the sound of steel being hit by lead. Just got that, you know, nice ring to it.
It is a nice sound.
Yeah. So that's what I did on that, and I don't know. I went down. Did I tell you I went? Oh yeah, because Wednesday as you guys know, I went down to the gun store and I was looking because I said I'm looking for a 357. You know, I saw a couple there. You know, I would like to have a Smith & Wesson 357. Which model, I'm not sure yet, but I was thinking maybe, I don't know, they do it like a 4-inch barrel. You know, it's not going to be a carry gun. It's just going to, I just want one. And, but then again, I saw they had oh hell, what, damn, is it Ruger? Is it the Ruger?
GP 100.
Yes.
Yep.
Had that one in the case, and I thought
Nice.
that doesn't look bad, and it was slightly, and it was cheaper.
I don't think they look bad. I mean, I'm not a revolver guy, and I know there's a difference, but
yeah.
from what I hear, they work well. looks good to me.
GP 100s are absolutely solid guns. I mean, you really can't go wrong. If you're comparing that to a Smith or something, the Smith is just more refined. But if you're kind of a rugged guy there, Rick, rough around the edges, Ruger would suit you more.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing too is I'm just using. I'll shoot it down at the plinking basically. I'm not going to carry it or anything, so Ruger worked. Plus the price was right. And like Rob, I'm not really a revolver guy, so it's not something that I'm going to carry and show off. So that's what I might go for. So
I would highly encourage it. When was the last time you had a revolver? I mean, you got your single action clone.
I got a little. I got how many revolvers have I got? 2. I've got a little North American Arm 22 Magnum. No, I got 3 revolvers. I got my single action Army.
Yep.
And I have a Taurus Model 85 38 Special.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're the 3 revolvers I have.
Do you care if I ask what they have for a price tag on that GP 100, and is it new or used?
It was new.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was oh God, what? I'm trying to remember what it was now. You're asking me, you threw me off. I was going to talk about it. What in the hell was it? It was around. I think it was. It was. I believe it was. It was just over the 600 mark, I believe.
Oh, that's not bad. That's actually pretty darn good. With the given prices that Ruger has on their firearms now, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it could be old stock he's getting. I mean, it was brand new, but what I mean is maybe
he might have been sitting on it a while.
Yeah, and it's been sitting on his shelf for a while, and he just wants to get rid of it. I don't know. So anyway, that's what I'm looking. That's what I'm looking at. So I will more likely either put that one. Mind you, it's going to be a couple of weeks, so it might be sold. But I'll order another one and put it on layaway.
Oh, come on, credit card. We got Squib in here. Don't say words like layaway around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's Squib think? GP 100 good for Rick, or should Rick splurge and go for something big or expensive?
What's wrong with the GP 100?
I don't know. Just asking.
GP 100, SP 101 are both good revolvers, and they're not inexpensive either.
Yeah, you're right. No, I was looking at 357s when I went to the gun store the other day, and I forgot to mention it to you guys.
Now, if you can't find primers because your stores don't stock that stuff, I'm seriously doubting that they're going to have 38 Special or 357. That's been one of the more rare cartridges in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to buy this then, Rick, because all you're going to do is spend every show bitching that you can't get ammo for the gun that you bought.
Yeah. Say that just boggles my mind. I'm not joking. This entire time with the ammo shortage, all that, every time I went into my LGS, I could usually get at least $1 through 357s or 38s.
Yeah. Well, as it happens, I do have a box of 38 specials that I have it because of the 38 special I have. But having 357s, another question. I I've never had one, so I don't have any of those. I don't buy ammo just for the sake of buying it, you know. But yeah, we still got no primers down in this part of the country. And I even looked online. I went to the big guys. They don't have any, you know. And I even typed it on the internet. I even typed in stock small rifle primers.
Oh, hold on.
And it came up with a couple of
Nope.
things like Midway and Brownells and those, you know. So I click on them, and of course the website says out of stock, you know. So is there any particular reloading website that you use that might have them, Squib?
Yeah, I'm looking on it right now. Let's
Yeah.
see here. So you want small rifle?
Yeah, for I can reload my 223.
Yeah, they're out of stock on small rifle. You know what's
Yeah.
funny is I bet a week ago they had it, and then a week before that they didn't, and then a week ago.
Yeah, it's one of these. It's coming back, but it's going to take a while, I think. But you know,
I should email you a picture of cases and cases of these sitting on the shelf.
why upset me?
You know what it is? I think people go into the store and they see these cases of primers, and they've got all these stacks and stacks of boxes of ammo in front of them. So they don't bother to look behind and see what all those other boxes are. And then even if they do, they probably don't even know what they're looking at.
No, you're right. You're right. But you know, it's I will.
I
I
wish
mean,
my gun shop was like his.
like who's? Like Squibs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you
Mine-
don't. No, you don't. As soon as you saw the prices, you'd walk out of there. The one that's got all the ammo is the one that almost always has the ammo, and they're one of the more expensive ones. I only go to them when I'm looking for a certain brand or when nobody else has it. I went to a gun store that I used to do transfers with, and I won't anymore because they're just so expensive. I needed to get somebody some 450 Bushmaster as a gift, and I haven't seen that online. I haven't seen that in any of the other stores. And this store I really avoid because they are just so expensive. I'm like, they'll have 450 Bushmaster. Yep, sure enough, they had plenty of it. So if you've got stores in your area and you know which one specializes in what, then you know when it's a good time to go. But if you want the store with the the best prices, they may have the worst selection.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. But anyway, well, I'm getting tired of talking about primers. You know, when I get some, I'll let you all know. But in the meantime, I'll just have. I mean, most of the stores, the three stores I went to, they didn't have, as I said, they didn't have every selection of cartridge in them. But you know, like 223s, 22s, 45 ACPs, 9mm, they had those. You know, one store was still putting a limit on it. You could have 4 boxes of assorted ammo. 223s was exempt. You could have as many of those as you wanted. You know, but the rest of them, you were limited to 4 boxes. I mean, you could have one of each caliber, but it was only going to be 4 boxes. You know, that was one store I went to. So, anyway, back to my GP 100. I think that's the one I'm going to go for. As I said, I want a 357 revolver just to have one. I think everybody should have a 357, at least one. You know, and that one's going to be mine. Maybe I should have bought a 357 before I bought the 38 special that I have, but the 38 special, that Taurus Model 85, I got a great deal on it, so that's why I bought it. You know, I can't remember what it was now. I got it written down how much it cost me, but I don't have it in front of me. That was one of the. I think that was the second gun I ever purchased. I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So that's where I'm at, but I'm still. I don't think I can afford it this year, but it's on my list for the. After I get the 357, then I start working on the Henry 410 lever action.
So you want to buy this just to have it?
What?
Basically, the Ruger.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to carry it.
But you can shoot 38 out of that too with 357.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a bad option.
Yeah, I might.
And I assume they hold their value pretty well.
Yeah, I might use that as my sort of like the gun beside my bed thing at night. So because right now I have my carry gun next to me, but I might put But anyway, that's what we're talking about. What else was in my topic? Oh, besides firearms, you guys got any firearm related stuff you want to talk about? No.
I finally got my Bull Armory 1911.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How is it?
Oh, it's freaking incredible. Oh my god. I did a shop review on it back in, I think, September when my local shop had it. But I ended up buying a different 1911 that day. Then I think I went in October, and they still had them. And I mean, they weren't having any problem getting them in. And then they showed me the two-tone Kimber, the Custom 2, and I was like, that's gorgeous. And it was an incredible price. So I jumped on that, passed on the Bull Armory again, because, again, they were having no problem getting them in. They had 4 at a time normally. Went in November, and all of a sudden they just dried up. I was like, crap. And I was just messaging them yesterday, picking their brain, and I was like, hey, you got any more of these coming in? He's like, we just got one in on Tuesday. I was like, put it aside, I'll be in.
Ah, good man.
Yep. So that just made my day. 'Cause I truly believe that for the money, it's the best production 1911 on the market right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're just incredible.
Huh. What make?
Bull, BUL Armory. They're out of Israel.
Okay. All right. It's not a name I'm used to,
Yep.
How long have you been trying to buy from them?
Well, I normally go and buy a gun every month at my LGS. And like I said, there for the longest time, they would have 4 of these in stock at a time. And it wasn't for the fact that nobody was buying them. He was selling them like hotcakes. But about November, all of a sudden, they just dried up. And then I had people commenting on my review video of it from the shop saying, hey, do you know where I can get one of these? I'm like, mm-mm. Because all of a sudden, supply was just gone. But that was about the time that I'm not saying that my video is responsible for them drying up. I think what happened was they sent a free 1911 to Kentucky Ballistics, and Kentucky Ballistics did his video, and he's like, this is awesome. And shortly after that, my video started hitting and all that fun jazz. So I think what happened was Kentucky Ballistics was like, Bull Armory 1911s are awesome, and people started checking out more videos. We're like, oh man, these reviews are great, and then they just started going and buying them, and they weren't ready for that kind of excessive swing. So
what you need to do is load the wrong kind of ammo in your cheap 50 cal, have it blow up in your face, and then have your channel blow up, and then everything you say is the word of gospel.
Hey, I'm not complaining, because now that video, I think in the last couple months, is pumping out about 2,000 views a month now. So if I, which I mean, I made that video probably
pretty good
3 or 4 months before Kentucky Ballistics did it, got his free one from them, but nonetheless, if it takes him promoting it to get people to notice my video and then go check them out, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. I'll have to look that one. I'll have to look that one up. See what it looks like. So
I've never heard of bull armor. It's new to me.
Yeah, Wield and Well Arms got a video up recently on his Bull Armory, which I think he's done a couple of reviews on Bull Armory 1911s. They popped up on my radar when TFB did a review on one, and I think it was a 2011 that they reviewed, which, James Reeves, he is notorious for knocking 1911s, and he's like, I hate to admit it, but he's like, this thing's pretty friggin' awesome, because the one he had a polymer frame with steel insert or whatever for rigidity and stuff like that. But he's like, when you look at it, he's like, it's about the size of a Glock 19. It weighs the same, all this fun jazz. He's like, but you get that amazing trigger of the 1911. And like I said, it just kind of popped up on my radar at that point. But that one, I that's like a $2,000 gun. I was like, no, not happening. But
which one you got?
This is just the plain Jane Bull Armory 1911. I'm not even sure of the exact model. Let me see if I have it on the box here.
What's the price range of these things?
My LGS sells them for about $745. If you find them online, they're usually about $820.
I'm waiting for the sound of Outcast going into convulsions.
Yeah.
No. Any 1911 is a little more money, so I'd expect that. So
$820 for that price. I could get two of these Glocks. I mean, M&Ps.
I was expecting them to say like 14 on up,
No.
And then he would have caught that. Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I always throw in there for the price. It's the best. Yeah, all it says is Bull Armory USA. Then it says 1911 government and stainless steel 45 ACP on the sticker. So,
you know what the weight of it is?
It's the same as pretty much any other 1911, 40 ounces or so.
38 ounces, I think. Yeah.
So, but man, just everything about it is spot on. When you start feeling,
is that one of those? I like that 1911 Caesar.
Mine looks more like the one in the top right, I think.
What, the trophy?
These are all the double stacks. You're in the SAS.
Yeah.
Oh. Am I? Yeah.
Oh, you might not be.
Didn't think I was.
Rick's got taste. Are you sure you're not a pimp, Rick?
Yeah, it reminds me of my 380.
Don't mind the chicken legs.
You know?
Yeah, I could wear that.
Go down a little bit, Rick. Go down like 3 down to the government.
Hang on, let me move it back. And down to the government. Right there. That one?
Yeah. I think that's what he's got.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
It's still a nice looking gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like 1911s anyway. I think they're I mean, they are a great gun to look at. You know.
Is there a crazy break-in period?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the owner's manual for obvious reasons, but with how these feel, I don't think so. Wield, any word on that?
Mine did. How tight is the slide?
I can rack it with one finger.
Oh, then you won't have any break in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And every one of these government models that I have handled, I can rack with one finger. I mean, they are super easy to rack.
I thought you said it had a plastic frame. It says here stainless steel frame.
No. The one that TFB reviewed. But that was a 2011, and like I said, it's like a $2,000 gun. There's no way I would even start to look at that. Also because it was chambered at 9mm, but that's what got Bull Armory onto my radar, was that gun. But no, mine is all stainless steel.
Yeah, I kind of like those serrations on that slide. That long slide version looks like it might be good for hunting.
Yeah, they do have a hunter version with a 6-inch slide, 6-inch barrel.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
It was on that page that Rick was just on.
I stopped it. I closed down the page. I was moving on. Sorry.
Rick's like, we're done looking at all this.
Only the double stacks have the polymer grip. But they do have the rail is stainless steel and the slide is stainless steel. It's only the grip module.
See, that's a tough call because double stack 1911s feel so comfortable in my hand. But if I'm getting a 1911, I can't get a plastic one. It's just not going to go there.
Well, you can pay
Where are they made?
$650. You can pay extra $650 and get either a aluminum grip or a brass grip.
Are they made in the U.S. or overseas? And do they have a warranty?
Well, no, that comes from Bull. So, yeah, they're made overseas.
Yeah, they're made in Israel.
You know.
Okay, you're talking about grip, and I'm talking about frame. Are we talking about the same thing?
No, I don't think you are. The way it is, the frame is what connects to the slide, and that's steel. But below that, which is the trigger guard and the grip, that's polymer on the double stack. Does that make sense?
Not really, but that just sounds kind of dumb.
Yeah, they're goofy.
It's 3 parts, just like the Sphinx is 3 parts. So you got the slide, you got the rail, and then you got the grip module.
Let's take the best handgun design ever and add complication to it for reasons.
Well, you do get a softer recoil when you have a polymer grip over a continuous steel grip or metal grip.
Yeah.
Well, and it goes into the whole carry thing. There's a lot of people that don't like to carry an all steel gun because of the weight. So now you go and change out some stuff for polymer, and now you bring the weight down. Because, like I said, that one that TFB did, it I think was maybe an ounce heavier than a Glock 19. I think it was like 26 ounces. I think Glock 19 weighs in at 25.
I mean, people who worry about not carrying all steel because it weighs too much, they're goddamn wusses.
Exactly. I cannot wait to carry this thing. Like Squib, you mentioned the serrations. The serrations are incredible. Like, they're super grippy, but they don't cut into your fingers.
Right, and there's a fine line between that, and there's a lot of manufacturers that don't want to put front serrations on. And I know that there's some people say, don't put front serrations on there. You'll put your thumb over the barrel. Have you seen the thumb's forward grip? And you're not putting your thumb over the barrel, but you're putting your thumb on the slide. So what's the difference? There are times
you guys need to work jobs or you get calluses. Get a real job, and you won't worry about this. Oh, it hurt my hand.
There are times where grabbing that front serration is a helpful thing. I know there's the people that are like, rack it on your boot with the sights and then bend your sights, but a front serration, in my experience, is helpful in certain circumstances.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, all right. You got anything firearm related you want to talk about, Little Alarmed?
No, not really. I was just late for the conversation. Sorry, I got here 20 minutes late.
That's all right. I just thought I'd ask you before we. Anybody else got anything to do with firearms, or should we move on? No.
Well, we're going to stay on firearms, or you got a whole different subject.
Oh, totally. I was going to go totally the opposite direction.
Oh, is it politics? Is it politics?
Yes.
Yay!
Hooray!
But we don't have to. You don't want it.
Boo.
Well, we can talk whatever you guys want to talk about.
You be quiet, salad boy.
I want to talk about Ukraine.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's talk about salad.
Who in
Let's
here
talk
has a
about
name
Ukrainian
Crane?
salad, Yeah, now Ukraine. What do you got there, Squib?
They're going to
What's
kick
your
Russia's
take? What's your
ass.
take on what's going on?
They're going to kick Russia's ass.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Huh. I don't know. They might. Oh, talk about Ukraine and firearms combined. Did you read that stupid? I don't know if I mentioned it Wednesday. Was it Wednesday I read it? That stupid ass story about that guy in New York is asking gun owners, ones that are allowed to own guns, to donate guns to send to Ukraine. But we haven't got permission yet. So we're just, you give us those guns, donate those guns, and we'll just put them in storage until we get permission to send them. Do people buy that?
I don't know. You send them to me, though. I'll hold
Yeah.
on to them and send them when it becomes okay.
Yeah. I thought, Jesus Christ. I said, no. If it's a Democrat gun owner, he'll fall for it.
There's a lot of people donating stuff, though.
Yeah.
Seeing that as far as uniforms. I mean, a lot of them are putting things up for profit, actually, selling them or whatever. But surplus uniforms, things like that, because apparently the embassy's been hit hard too. You can go down if you're interested, fill out an application, and they may send you over and arm you. So, but arms are an issue at this point. So yeah, looks like
I guess as a country, the government, U.S. government, hasn't got no arms to send to Ukraine because they left them in goddamn Afghanistan.
Nice.
I wonder if I would have to fill out a carnet to take my M1 with me and bring it back. I think that would work.
Yeah, I don't know about what else was there to do with that?
Well,
yeah, go on.
I was going to say, I wish Ukraine luck. I hope they hold them off. But I think if they just came out and slapped Russia back hard, it would put Russia in a spot which is going to, back them up to a corner without really a way out to save face. So, although I'm not for any compromise, never have been in a sense. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I think could be a hairy thing, depending on how it all works out, but it's yet to be determined. So,
well, I hope they do, but honestly, I can see Russia. I mean, Russia is going to eventually take it over. Eventually, they'll wear them down, is what they do, because they've got the bodies to do it. And what's the rest of the world going to do? Nothing. Oh, bad boy Russia. Let's not. We won't. They won't do anything to them. Hell, we're fucking buying fucking oil off them to pay for his invasion, for fuck's sake. Come on.
I think Ukraine will do just fine.
Yeah. Now, I saw talking about politics. We lost Will and well armed. I guess he didn't want to talk politics. I think it's funny. No, he's back. I think it's funny. is that I always knew that YouTuber, the Yankee Marshal, was Democrat. And he even admitted it last night on his video. Because he said, I'm never going to vote for another Democrat.
Well, yeah, that's why you have the podcast called Shooting Left to Center.
Because they let him down on his magazine ban.
That's not the first time he said something that's been hardcore anti-2A.
I know, I don't watch him all the time. That one just caught my eye. So, and it was only 4 minutes long. That's why I watched it. You know. So I just noticed he said they all went down party lines, and he said I spoke to a few of them, and they said they weren't going to, and said I'm never going to help them. You know, I thought, yeah. So I'm just saying, it just caught me. I thought, anyway, I was totally off. I went total different direction. Go back to where we were talking about in Ukraine. Sorry. I thought I wanted to mention it before I forgot about it.
Does Wielded Well Hard have a opinion on Ukraine?
I've been watching that channel, Task and Pursuit. I think that's what it's called. It's a guy named Kathy. Have y'all seen him? Or do I have the name wrong?
No.
Anyway,
I haven't seen it.
He was in the infantry in Iraq, and but his videos are just highly polished. I mean, very, very well done. I haven't seen anything like it, but he does these videos where he's actually got intel from I don't know, different social media sites, but he's got live sites on exactly where the battles are, skirmishes, bombs as they're going off live. I mean, and he really knows his stuff. He gets into different types of missile systems and gets pretty close to being classified as you can get without crossing that line. So I've been watching all his. He's released, I think, 3 videos on Ukraine in the last week or so. So yeah, it's been good watching him.
Does anybody have any information on this power plant? Supposedly a nuclear power plant was taken over. It's on a lot of news and this and that. The Russians got it, supposedly. But yeah, there's other disputes that place was decommissioned like 7 months ago or 8 months ago. So, I mean, not that it's still not an important thing, but the way the media is spinning it may not be the whole story.
Well,
Not
I heard
that should be a shock either, but I don't know if anybody's heard this or not.
Yeah, they produce 25% of their power, and it is the largest nuclear reactor. And Chernobyl is in Ukraine. Just as a reminder. So when people were bombarding, I know my wife said that people in Czech Republic went out and protested because the last time something went off when was Chernobyl. So when they were bombing that second plant that was even bigger than Chernobyl, they were all out, afraid.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw a couple of I can't even remember their names now that of the channels, but some of them saying a lot of the stuff that we're getting from Ukraine is propaganda. It's not really as bad as they're making it out to be or whatever. I don't know. But actually, I've gone off topic again.
The news is a bitch.
I'm going off topic again. But you know me, occasionally I have these ideas of conspiracy theories, right? But talking about conspiracy theories in general, doesn't matter what it is. So, okay. So, what, I'm trying to come up with one now that everybody says, well, the government is not letting us know what's going on. They're hiding this or they're hiding that. All right. Now, when they say the government, who are they talking about? the president and his cabinet or federal employees? Because, I mean, and here's one for you. Roswell.
There's other divisions, and there's
Roswell,
always plausible denial.
Roswell, 1947. They claim there was a spacecraft that crashed. They claim, conspiracy theory, that the government covered it up. But who in the government covered it up? The people that covered it up, right? There's too many. I think Squib said this. There's too many people involved. I mean, when those people quit their jobs or retired, move on, you're telling me everybody has kept their mouth shut for the last 80 years.
But they haven't. You got
Yeah,
Bob.
let's say,
The thing is, people speak out, and you can make the argument that then people disappear, or they just make them look like a crackpot and they get dismissed.
and honestly, who's gonna believe you anyway? Like with a lot of stuff that's out there or could be out there potentially, if you did take part in some, you can go tell your family or whatever, or your buddy at your next job. Are they really gonna believe you? They're just gonna call you, crazy. So why even bother?
It's all because there's a secret society underground controlling the whole world.
Everybody's conspiracies get a bad rap from the crazy people.
Actually,
there's crazy in everything. It doesn't mean every conspiracy is crazy. So a lot of things have been considered conspiracies in a sense that have been proven true with more time. So it doesn't mean all of them are or all of them ever will be. But and honestly, a good crime or whatever never gets caught anyway. So because you can sniff something out doesn't necessarily mean, I don't know. Yeah, too trusting as a society.
I mean, everything's being controlled by the New World Order.
Well, we know the FBI lies to us, have done shady stuff. I mean, it's historic, but everybody still trusts them, things like this.
Yeah.
We know the government's had okayed programs at colleges to do psychedelic research, all types of stuff. I mean, all paid for. People paid to sleep with underage kids in hotels to see if they can get responses out of people. All this stuff has been sanctioned and paid for publicly. You can look up. Releasing anthrax in New York City subways to see the travel flow, smallpox, the test on submarines because it's a confined space. All this is public, but everybody always thinks, everybody else, we don't do none of that stuff. Like it's the word. I can't even think of it. I can't even think of it. But you guys are crazy.
Yeah, the Tuskegee experiments.
That's one of the other ones I was going to mention.
I mean, they basically publicly tell you you're a guinea pig in a lot of situations. And this is just what we know of. So keep on trusting.
So I'm reading the chat. I'm laughing at the chat. Roll call goes, it's all about the lizard people. Squib goes, yeah, the ones living under the flat, dark earth.
And that's the crazy side of it, to discredit everything. Same thing with COVID-19, all this type of stuff. I know we can't go too far, but there's a lot of mainstream, highly respected people that no longer have a voice on social media because they had a different opinion.
And
after enough time, that's what it's going to be.
Look at look at the American truckers doing that drive across the United States or whatever. Mainstream media hasn't said a word about it. Not a word.
What's there to report? A bunch of idiots are virtue signaling.
Pretty much. Wow. Dozens of trucks are driving from California to DC. They're not even a drop in the bucket for the amount of trucks that are on the road in the U.S.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, the Canadians did it. Hey, I know. Let's copy what they did and look like, and really, I think they're just like bar hopping.
When I lost my vision and had to stop driving truck, there was a shortage of 97,000 truck drivers. And now when people hear that, they think that there's just 97,000 semis sitting around. That's not the case. That means that for all the freight that needs hauled in our country, we could employ 97,000 more truck drivers. So think about what prices were back in 2018. 2018? Yeah, 2018. And think that if we had 97,000 more drivers to get those goods to point A to point B and not be sitting around and all these other things, prices could have been even cheaper. So with the little bit of increase that we've seen because of
you guys care about his money.
But the point is, even if hundreds of drivers did this, 97,000 drivers shortage, and we were still able to live comfortably. So, I mean, we would need hundreds of thousands of drivers to take part in this to really make a dent, really make ripple that would make our government go, oh, shit.
Well, what if it's done out of principle? I mean, you know, there's different motivations to do things. You can state it's similar to not shopping at a certain store because you don't like how their policies are or something. You don't have to. Your money somewhere else isn't going to hurt them in the long run for state, but you do it because it makes you feel better. So what's wrong with that if it's not even affecting you from what you're stating?
It's not that it's not affecting. It's a bunch of BS virtue signaling. Look at me. I'm doing something. You're not really doing anything. Now, it's your freedom to do it. That's your fuel money and that's your free time and whatever it is. But they're protesting what? Mandates? Mandates that don't exist except like in 2 places. It's those places that need to get off their ass and finally do something about it.
So
the rest of
were
us
you
have done
okay with the
about
mandates?
I was never okay with the mandates. I was never okay with the mandates.
Why wouldn't you support people if there's a bunch of crazy people that want to go do something?
It's over. It's over.
So, on the principle of the matter, yeah, you know, any driver that's like, yeah, I'm going to go do this, absolutely, I support them. Have fun doing it. But at the end of the day, they're wasting their time, their money, because realize the biggest expense for truck drivers is fuel. Now they're running from California to Washington, D.C., and a lot of them are not hauling freight and doing so. So now, I mean, heck, I've seen some of them that are bobtail. So now they're running from California to D.C., don't even have a trailer with them. So now they got to run from D.C. back to wherever the heck they left their trailer.
They can afford to do that and want to do it. Why shame them? Nobody bitches about the guy with the sports car or the big Hummer. You know, if that's what you want to spend your money on. Again, and in a lot of these cases, they're actually getting other people, even crazier people, I guess, to donate. And they're actually, a lot of these people they're being compensated.
Sounds to me like a bunch of lazy people in these communist states want everybody else to do the work for them as usual.
God, you know, we're never going to get something done if all you guys want to do is bitch about everybody else's party. You know?
Well, it always seems to be like the same 10% ruining it for everybody else, but then they turn around and say, do the work for us because we're afraid to.
I didn't hear anybody say that in the videos, so I don't know what you're speaking of.
Yeah. Hey, talking about this shit, I don't know what it is today, but yesterday, gas went up 30 cents overnight. Here. It went from $3.49 to $3.79.
We're like $4.20 here. And diesel, I think, was $4.80 or $5 something a gallon. I can ask.
Why is diesel more expensive? That happened about 15 years ago. Diesel used to be cheaper than gas, and there's no reason because diesel's less processing.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Damn scam.
6 months after I bought my first diesel truck is when it happened, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
When did they go to ultra low sulfur?
That was 02, maybe, I think.
So would that have been about the time that the price increase happened?
No, I remember it happening in 2004 where it flipped
Oh,
flopped.
04,
And only
okay.
a few times as gas dipped below diesel, or I'm sorry, diesel dipped below gas. But prior to 2004, diesel was always cheaper.
Yeah. And you know, another thing is when I go to Europe and I'm like, all the taxi drivers drive diesel. I mean, and their diesel cars get so much better mileage than what we get here. I mean, in most of Europe, they say, you know, liters per 100, but in England, they actually say miles per gallon. And, you know, they're getting, 60, 80 miles per gallon on diesel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old black taxi cab. Most of them are diesel, and they run for hours and miles and miles and miles.
Yeah, I mean,
Speaking of conspiracies, get into that and fuel savings and carburetors, and you can end up disappeared in
No,
America.
it's because of California that screwed up America. They have
Yep.
much higher emissions in Europe than we do in the United States, but nobody talks about it.
Well, that's just it. You hit the nail on the head. That's what I mean about the small minority that seems to bring the rest of the country down with them.
Yeah. California's caused a lot of problems in this country. And problem is it's such a big state, i.e. population wise, they get away with this shit. You know?
Oh, there's some messed up people in Michigan too.
You know. So Tactical Fud said I just paid $3.47 for gas. Well, you lucky son of a bitch to get it that cheap. You know? What are you bitching about? So, oh well. It's going to get worse before it gets better, guys.
I mean, yeah and no. I know that tomorrow I could be out of a job, but that's something that exists because of the job field I do. That even when the economy's good, there could be something to happen and pull the rug out from underneath me. And from the company I work for to retool, for take your pick, whatever it is, right? It's not like an overnight just flip a switch. It's not that easy. That's a risk
Those
I
Mustang
chose.
grills are never going to not need to be replaced.
Yeah, but that's a choice that
Pole magnets.
I made by working there. If I don't like it, I can find another job or relocate or do whatever it takes to take care of my family. Or I can go out there and go, look at me. I'm going to talk about it after it's over.
I mean, now I'm trying to be devil advocate here, I guess. Or I don't know. Roll call in the chat goes, all truck drivers are doing by this is hurting the paycheck people and poor people. It will never affect the rich, wealthy, or political people.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll support you until you start hurting my bottom line. And at that point, I'm going to start reconsidering. And you go, oh, then that's how they got
no
you.
hardships, no sacrifice for change. Everybody wants change, but nobody can get up and do anything.
You know,
Nobody
I guess
can
if
pay a little more.
If I didn't work hard, then
Bunch
I
of
guess
freaking pansies.
I guess if I didn't work hard, I might have a different attitude. But I guess if I just, was entitled or just not ambitious, then I might have a different attitude. There are plenty of people out there that milk the system and everything else. They're not interested in showing up to work. They're not interested in this and that, and maybe if I had that sort of mentality,
Nobody
I might
said
look at it
anything about
differently.
milking the system. That wasn't even part of the question.
I think we ought to be talking about buying 500,000 barrels a day of oil from Russia. I mean,
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
Not drilling ourselves. I mean, what the hell's going on? How can you have a war or sanctions when you're buying, $1 billion a day worth of oil?
Because
Yeah,
if he stops doing
barrels.
that, then he has to admit that he screwed up on day one by shutting down the Keystone Pipeline, which wasn't complete, but it might have been completed by now. And even then, that's still not a foolproof plan because Trudeau could lose his crap and cut off the oil, but it's one more source. Every source we have, and the more secure those sources are, the more plentiful, the less
Yeah,
expensive.
but he stopped drilling in Anwar. He took off all the leases off public lands. He stopped drilling offshore. I mean,
and he would have to admit that he screwed up if
I'd
he
say
stops buying the Russian oil.
it was
They
more than
actually
just the Keystone
they actually
Pipeline.
think that solar and wind is going to replace the oil, and so
He'd
they just
rather
want to keep
buy
it in the
oil from
ground.
Iran than
Hey,
admit he screwed up.
Yeah, he's going to buy oil from Iran now. But here's a question for you out there. I don't believe solar, electric cars and stuff. How are the truckers going to haul stuff from California to New York with an electric truck when you have to stop every few hundred miles and charge the thing up?
All
Because
in all,
all they're going to carry is their big battery to make it across the country.
the system's not ready yet. We can gather power, but we can't really efficiently store it. Even homes, power systems. I mean, batteries. There's a lot. Electric vehicles, electric golf carts. They'll have like 7 batteries in there. What's it cost to change 7 batteries every 3 years? Where does that waste go? Where are we getting that from?
Here's another question for you.
They haven't got it down yet.
Here's another question for you. California can't even keep the electric running all year. They have to stop it, cut people off for a couple hours every day during the summer months. They have blackouts because they can't keep the grid going. And you want all electric cars? Come on.
Well, as far as the electric semis go, they've been working on those for half a decade now, which actually, if you listen to what they were saying back in 2016, 2017, they seriously think that we will be by 2027 or so, it would be, with 50% of the trucking fleets being electric trucks and autonomous and whatnot.
But how is that going to, if a trucker is based on how much goods he can move from A to B in the shortest amount of time, right? How in the hell are they going to do it?
I know what you're thinking, Rick.
I mean, a good example, if I'm correct, like Tesla, for instance, right?
Yep.
You can roughly get 300 miles on their batteries. You get to one of their stations, you plug in. 30 minutes, you'll get 70% of your charge. 70% of 300 is 200 miles, ain't it? Or 210, something like that?
Roughly.
So you can go another 210 miles before you have to do it again.
Yep.
How's a truck going to do that?
They're going to have larger batteries. With the ones that they were trying out 5 years ago, they were getting a range of about 525 miles.
But you're missing the point. They still going to have to sit there for a while to charge them up before they can move on again.
You said 30 minutes.
Time is money.
Yeah, but the thing is, the truck driver, when I was driving truck, if I put in 600 miles in a day, that was a good day. And then I was shutting down for 10 hours.
You say so. But not
so
only
then
that
when you shut down, you're charging up.
Now, for argument's sake, say this truck can do 500 miles in a day on its batteries. Does that include going across up and down the Rocky Mountains with the AC blasting full blast? Is it still going to do 500 miles?
From what I understand, they were testing it out in Colorado, so I would have to assume yes, but all the variables that you want to throw in there, I can't say 100%. Because at the end of the day, there still has to be a driver in the truck as well. Because a lot of guys were been out of shape. They're like, "Oh, this is gonna put hundreds of thousands of drivers out of a job," and I'm like, "No, it's not." If you look at the legislation that they're writing in on this, there has to be somebody to override the vehicle in case something were to go wrong. There has to be a driver in that truck.
The reason they're going to go to automation on something is because the labor force is being difficult. if you have people that aren't showing up to work, if you're having people doing substandard work, if you're having people that are constantly striking and just doing all this other stuff, they will automate your job to replace you. Until then, they're really not looking to do that sort of thing because it's too cost prohibitive. But when they can't deliver product or manufacture product or can't count on you or anything else like that, at a certain point, they're going to go, to hell with the costs. We got to keep the company running.
New York, real quick, New York wants to speak. You put his hand up.
All right. You guys are all wrong. This is the conspiracy. 90% of us will be dead. The Georgia Guidestones, or pick whatever one you want. And all these robots are going to transport the goods around for the people that are left. So you're worrying about stuff you don't even need to worry about.
Yeah, there'll be 0 drivers in 20 years. In a few more years, they're going to start saying, well, Tesla's proven that you don't have as many wrecks with a Tesla car with automated driving. The problem is human driving. And so pretty soon you won't be able to buy cars. All cars are going to be, you just rent them on demand. They come up and pick you up and they take you to the grocery store. Or they pick you up in the grocery store and take you home.
If you actually believe that,
well, I mean, it won't happen for rural people,
credit card.
People in the city. That's what's going to happen first, and then it'll start happening in the suburbs.
Like all these other plans that these guys think of, they don't take into account infrastructure. That's why these electric vehicles still haven't taken off, because they don't have the infrastructure there. And you can take it a step further. Let's not even talking about charging stations. What are they going to do with all the batteries one day? Somebody's going to be complaining they're filling up landfills and killing the earth. It's just like we're supposed to be on wind and solar power. And, you can see those turbines all over the place. We still ain't. There's lots of things that look good on paper and sound good. And we can doom and gloom and virtue signal and fear monger and all that other stuff. And it doesn't always happen, does it? Computers were supposed to make us paperless, and computers make more paper than before computers.
I got a question, guys. You guys are you're more mechanically minded than I am. Question: why can't an electric car recharge itself as it's going along?
Because you can use a regenerative braking, but it'll eventually wind down. It's not a 100% return.
Because nobody has ever made a perpetual motion device, and that's what you're talking about at that point. It's just you can't.
Well, I mean,
produce energy without consuming energy.
And your car right now with an alternator on it recharges the battery.
Yeah, but that puts a load on the engine.
Yeah.
So with an electric car, you've got regenerative brakes, which put power back into the battery as you apply the brakes. So you'd literally be driving around with the brakes on all the time, which would be inefficient. And you still don't get a power return of 1-to-1 when you use regenerative brakes. So it doesn't work like that. No.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Tactical Fud's got it right. We might as well see the Amish and buy a buggy and horse off them.
Hell yeah.
Better mileage.
And if you're lucky, you get to meet a cute little Amish girl.
Yeah. So
make sure she takes
back to the electric thing, like my electric cart, right? The handbook says it will go 15 miles on one battery charge, right? But you sit my fat ass on it, it don't give you 15 miles.
Oh yeah, that's because they're doing it for the average person.
Gives you about 10 if you're lucky.
Yeah, that's because they're doing it for the average person.
Yeah, and if the battery is worn out or there's any corrosion or any other resistance in the circuit or anything else like that, that all adds to factors that reduce battery life, and not just for how long it'll run, but also how long before you're swapping out those batteries. That's what I'm saying. The infrastructure isn't there. Hell, where I'm at, they're constantly ripping up the roads and rebuilding them. Now, if they've got to put wiring in there for sensors and all this other crap for the cars and to make them all automated and know where they're at and all that, It's just not as easy. It sounds good when you read popular science, but it doesn't work in real life.
Going off the rails again.
One of the
People expect us all to be dead. So it's a lot simpler when you only need 10% of the roads, when you only need to get rid of 10% of the trash, when you only need to feed 10%. We're all going to be pushing daisies.
Yeah, see that trailer park
Well,
economics
let's see,
doesn't understand that a bigger population makes more money. A bigger population is able to provide for more people. It's the whole, oh yeah, we're going to
Haven't you seen the
Earth.
maps? Where have you been?
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy, man. They're taking us all out.
Yeah. Hey, and the most legitimate president of all time with 80-odd million votes said on Tuesday night, we need to spend money to get our way out of this inflation. You know, so we need to print more money before we can spend it to get us out of this inflation. You know, he wrapped up his Build Better plan in a different name. Is all he did. You know,
what's keeping the economy going right now is there's still demand. There's still back-ordered stuff and demand. When that goes away, we all need to be concerned. When that goes away, there's the potential for the economy to crash. Of course, it'll come back because it goes up, it goes down, it goes back. You know, when the economy crashes, everybody's like, "Oh, it's the end of the world," and then it comes back, and then it's stronger the next time, and all this. That's a natural flow. If it was always on the rise and never came back down, and it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. So at a certain point, when I don't have to go to 3 different stores to find my hot sauce, that's when I need to be worried.
Yeah. Oh, just to throw this out there, trying slight change of topic, sort of. I just want to let everybody know I got paid Friday, paid my rent, my electric.
You're welcome.
And all this stuff, right? But where I'm going is, after I finished all that and I'm adding up what money I got left, I'm $100 worse off this month because of inflation. I got $100 less to spend.
Sounds about right.
Get worse. Prices are going up. I don't know if you've seen the reports, but supposedly there's going to be a spike in groceries here again.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You got to figure. Yeah, I mean, unless you're going to the farmer's market or something, which even then, going to your farmer's market, the farmer still has a fuel cost going from his farm to the market. But you know, all these goods that are being moved via semi, you know, again, the biggest cost to a truck driver is fuel, and with fuel costs going up, they're going to have to raise their rates. Rates get raised to ship the goods, and then the people that are paying for the goods to be shipped have to raise their prices, and it, you know, just trickles down to us.
Fertilizer is made out of natural gas. Fertilizer is going to be 3 times more expensive than it was last year.
Yeah.
People will start cutting things out. So now they won't take that family vacation. They won't buy that new car, right? They won't this, they won't that. And that will have an effect on the economy. It'll be a gradual one, but it'll have an effect on the economy where it will start making it worse on everybody else. So when he says we have to spend our way out, we have to spend our way to maintain it. And for everything that gets cut back, that puts us one step closer to a recession, unfortunately. But that's just the way it works.
The good thing is people making ammonium nitrate bombs are going to be on a tighter budget, so everything should be a little less explosive, if you know what I mean.
Do we need to go back to the 55-mile-an-hour policy?
No.
I mean, are you guys old enough to remember that?
I've seen documentaries and a bunch of shows on it, and supposedly that's how the Cannonball Run was started, was a protest against that, which I thought was pretty cool. But so little information on it, but yeah, I'm not with that. I think yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the speed limits are ridiculous. I could see within a township or things like this, but I think the highways should be kind of open game. Personally.
Well, that's how they are in Germany.
Yeah, and that's how they are out west.
Yeah. On the Autobahn, it's open. You can go
I've been out
as
west, but I just seen
go.
70-mile-an-hour signs. So I mean, they're still marked. Shit, my truck like 75, 85. Like it doesn't have to try it. Just rolls at that.
There's a lot of interstates out west that are 85.
I didn't see those, but either way,
There's some
I don't
places
see
with
the
no
point in a
speed
speed
limit
limit
during daylight
in them
hours.
situations. It should be between you and your insurance company and God.
Yeah. Well, you can go. I mean, go live in Germany. You can drive as fast as your car can go, except when you except in town limits. Then they do put
that seems understandable. Yeah, where you're going to have a high density of people crossing roads or things like that. Makes sense.
Did you say as fast as Chicago?
No, I said as fast as you can go. As fast
I'm the only one who got that.
Can go. So I don't know. Hey, we're all going to be dead in.
I think there should be a minimum
anyway,
speed limit.
Yeah, the human race is going to be gone in 100 years anyway. So is that a conspiracy? I don't know.
Were you bringing up the whole 55 mile an hour conspiracy aspect? Is that what you're hitting off from with that?
No, I was going off of something Jimmy Carter did back in the 70s.
So I know people were stating, on both sides of it in a sense, but some people were stating, it's part of the scam with red lights and stop signs and all this stuff with the gas companies, which I thought was pretty funny. Because
if you go 55 miles an hour, you're going to travel further on a gallon of gas. So
not necessarily.
Hey, I'm really
I think there is a point.
You are more fuel efficient on driving at 55. Once you go over 55, at least in a semi, for every mile per hour that you go over 55, you lose fuel efficiency by 1%. So if you do 75, you are losing 20% fuel efficiency compared to if you did 55.
Yeah, but that's a semi.
Yeah,
like I said, that's
think different cars, there would be a different formula to it, different vehicles, things like that. So that's probably just a basic general average if I had to guess or put it out there. So
yeah, I'm trying to think what car I had, but I remember years ago I bought an American made car. I think it was a Ford. When I was living in England off of somebody off the base. It was, and
I know I get probably better mileage at 75 than 65 for some reason with the gearing of the truck.
The speedometer in that car only went up to 85 miles an hour. So if you were doing over 85, it just flatlined to 85. It didn't ever,
I've driven an Impala like that. Our Caprice Classic.
Yeah.
I think it clocked out 75. And you can just get that needle almost to break off. You could be doing that, hitting the exit ramp, let out the gas, step on it, and the whole hood just shifts. It's like, boom. Like, man, like that's perfect car to run people off the road with. Stuff like that. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, guys, you got anything else you want to talk about? Because it's 4.
Oh, I got something.
4:15. Yeah.
Oh, I lost it. Sorry.
If you've got a newer vehicle, it'll tell you the miles per gallon you're getting at that moment and your average miles per gallon, so that you can make decisions on how to drive your vehicle more fuel efficiently.
Yes,
because you're not smart enough to do the math yourself.
Yeah, new cars
you're a
will
moron,
do that for you.
and you can't check your own tires either because you're a moron. It's not for convenience; it's because you're too stupid. They don't even give you a spare anymore because you're too stupid. You're just gonna sit there and dial your number. Anyway, R&L Displays, become a member. Exclusive deals and codes. Let's see, advance notice of new products. Upload your display photos to members gallery. Thank Buck for becoming a member. Thanks, Buck, for becoming a member. Sorry, I had a list.
So how's it? How's this? What's this membership thing? What's this membership thing?
I'm not sure yet. The boss lady set it up.
Sounds like something Big Daddy Unlimited would do.
It's probably because you're too stupid to buy this thing on your own with a credit card.
Well, the problem is nobody knows how
We
to
do
display
offer a cash discount. It was
Everybody's
available
too
at Rod
stupid to
Iron.
figure out how to display their guns today, so you have to go by these stands to do it.
Actually, rnldisplays.com, I tell you, that's what my AAR is hanging on behind me there on the wall.
Oh,
You know,
speaking of which, Rob, just an idea that I had, because G-Webs is 3D printing little ammo holders now, which he's only doing them for
Yeah, I've seen
AK-47
that.
at the moment. But I was like, you know what, that might be something that would be kind of cool.
Converge the two and give G half the money. Is that what
I'm
you're
not
getting
sure
at?
about that.
I couldn't afford to do it, man. Couldn't afford to do it.
But
Besides, the whole reason I made mine is because I didn't like the plastic ones that were for sale.
No, I wasn't talking
as soon
about
as I seen that
having
video,
him-
trust me, I watched it.
No, I wasn't talking about having him 3D print a stand, but just the ammo holder itself, like one of those next to your stand with just the ammo displayed. I thought, that might look interesting, but like I said, he's only doing it for AK-47s. You don't have, last I knew, you didn't have a stamp for an AK-47. Well, I
Not
shouldn't
yet,
say he's
but
doing it for 7.62 by 39 ammo.
well, you got to get this stand for an AK-47 because you've been saying not yet for a while now.
I'm very close, but members
Yeah.
might have some information on that, like very soon.
Okay.
Wow. Look at that. Strong move, like Big Daddy Unlimited. Hey, you want this information? Become a member.
Doesn't cost anything to become a member.
Yeah. Also, by the way, when you're at checkout, type in Rick's Life and you get a 15% discount. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I get nothing out of it. It's just something for my subscribers there or people in the chat to get a deal. So there you go. Oh, all right, guys. Anything else? No. I tell you, it's a
When's the
beautiful
last time
day
you got a salad?
I'm thinking about I might actually have a salad. I got salad stuff in the fridge.
There you go.
It's let's have a look. It's in the 70s here. I think it's a nice, beautiful, sunny day. The wind's blowing a little bit, but be nice and sunny today.
Barbecue doing another weight loss chat. You gonna show up to the next one, Rick?
I
Put
doubt
you
it.
on the spot.
I doubt it. How's that for an answer?
No, he
Oh
missed the
shit!
last one.
It's honest.
A lot of times I forget about it, or what it comes down to is my computer. It's only I know it's a laptop, but I can take it with me. Sits in a different room altogether. My table, my setup, this setup here is in my spare bedroom. So when I'm out there watching TV, I don't think about coming in here. That's the problem. But I do watch YouTube on my TV. But I haven't.
Well, his show's on YouTube, so that's great.
I know, but the only way, unless I plug my computer into my TV, is the only way I can communicate unless I use my phone. If I'm running the YouTube on my phone at the same time, I can type on my phone to send messages, in the chat. I haven't figured out how to join anything with my phone yet because I never have with any phone. I've never used my phone to join one of these chats ever.
It's easy.
So
Easy peasy, man.
Yeah, but you got to
it
have
almost does it itself.
You got to have a microphone, haven't you?
No. You can do it right to your phone. You should have a microphone or earbuds.
See, I don't even have a microphone.
But you can, hold your phone or stay pretty close to it, and if you want. So I use earbuds, and I've been all over the house But we're on the show right now, so I don't know how the hell you guys sit at the chair all day. To be honest with you, I'm surprised y'all don't have hemorrhoids and funky stuff growing. But
who says we don't?
The phone's easy, man. So you can, go about your day and handle your business and kind of multitask. I mean, shit, Squib makes a job out of it. So, he's always doing this at work.
Well, Outcast definitely likes to take the phone into the bathroom with him, and when he's doing dishes and supposedly frying bacon.
A lot of shows in the shower.
In the shower, you can definitely hear the water running.
Yeah. So
at least I'm clean, man.
Yeah, I know every phone has a microphone, but most people are using earbuds with that microphone sitting down below to talk and shit like that. But how do I hear you when you're talking? Unless I hear it through, I got to put everything through the speakers.
It'll all run through the speakers, or the next time you're down at, Family Dollar or whatever, you can pick up a set of headphones with a mic jack. It'll say right on the box. I mean, you can get them cheap. The cheap ones work. You just got to baby them. I used the Skull Candy ones for a while. They were like $10 a pop.
Oh, you don't
got
use
away
those
with them for like
fancy
a
ones
year.
that people are using, the two white little things sticking out the ears?
Yeah, you don't have to spend money like that. I mean, Squib might help you out with his card, but you don't have to spend money like that. I got the Beats Flex things, and it's like 2 earbuds and 2 or 4 throat mics. So it wasn't all that, and these have been working for over a year.
Oh, all right. So I'll have to look into that. So anyway, I'm gonna wind this down, because I think I think, you know what, I think I will have a salad. I got the stuff here to make one.
My man, see this?
But I'm
you guys need to be more like Rick out there.
I've got, mind you, I do have some cooked chicken, so I might put chicken on top of my salad. You know what I'm saying?
Bam, that's perfect. We did that 2 nights ago.
Perfect. The only thing I don't have is I don't have any croutons. But that's okay. I can go without. So.
You got any bread?
Yeah.
Take a piece of bread, throw some seasoning on it, toast it, break it up, throw it on there. It'll work. If you really want it.
I know what I got. I got some garlic bread that's crispy. I could break them up to like.
Yeah. It's like actually not a bad use for stale bread too. If you got something that's a little hard, you toast it. You're not going to notice.
Yeah. All right. Let me wind this down. Guns and Barbecue. You got any shout outs or plugs?
Well, I did a shout out Saturday video, so people can go check that out if they want, for a channel called Preacher 357. Stumbled onto him a couple weeks ago. Seems like a pretty good channel, really good content, good editing, whatnot. He's only got like 93 subscribers last time I looked, so he's pretty. Well, I shouldn't say pretty new. I mean, for all I know, maybe he just doesn't have a lot of content and been doing it for a while. I don't know, but so maybe people can go over, check out that, and go check him out. And then just the typical stuff. Just in case Squibload decides not to plug anything for himself, be sure to go check out Squib, is Speaking Squibbish, all that fun jazz. I really like that series. Hope he continues it. I'm sure he is. It's not like he's talking about stopping it. And support his love of Russian vodka that apparently kind of sucks.
All right. So, New York Outcast, you got anything?
Sure. Obviously, RNL Displays. I'd say check out Wield and Well Arms channel. Give him a look. He's got a lot of firearms he does reviews on if you're interested. Obviously, Squib. I recommend the same thing, Speaking Squibbish, because you might be able to call him out on some things after you watch a few, like the what ifs or this or that.
I haven't watched it yet.
I watched that one. It was all right. So I don't 100% agree, but we've been down that road. Still like to see him screaming at me, so it makes my day. But everybody check each other out. Obviously, Guns and Barbecue. Go look him up. And have a great evening. Maybe catch you on the next one.
All right. Squibload, you got anything?
Barbecue, you won't like speaking Squibbish anymore after I do the Girl Scout cookie one.
I won't care and say just because my daughter does Girl Scouts doesn't mean like I'm like, oh, you talked to me about Girl Scout, whatever. Friggin' honestly, we're having a big old fiasco with Girl Scout cookies right now because if you elected to have them delivered by the Girl Scout, apparently there's 2 different places that make Girl Scout cookies, and though at least one of them is extremely shorthanded, which happens to be the one that my daughter's Girl Scout troop gets her cookies through. So they're having to wait for the other facility to get all their stuff together and caught up, so then they can help make cookies for the other house. I was like, that is a freaking nightmare. So right now I've got a bunch of people asking like, hey, where are the Girl Scout cookies? And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I got a question. Since girls can join the Boy Scouts now, can boys join the Girl Scouts?
I don't know. I do know that at the Wednesday meetings, there's a couple boys there, but I think they're just the brothers and sons of the girls and mothers that are like then mothers or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I believe for a while publicly, yes, you could cross back and forth. And then I think last year the Boy Scouts came out as a general meeting saying not any longer due to something. So I'm not into it, but I heard it on the radio at one point. So I don't know if it's state or if it's by chapter or however that works. But I know they're having a lot of trouble, PR trouble. Obviously, abuse claims, things that
yeah, that didn't help the scouting situation.
Yeah, so I'm not. So I don't know. It seemed like they were going off the rails, and recently somebody tried to reel them back in, but I can't say it 100%, and it could be different in your area.
All right, William Alarms, you got anything?
Oh yeah, thank you for having us. My volume wasn't working. Somehow, when I got off and got back on, the volume was barely whispering. But anyway, it seems to be normal now. Yeah, I have a video coming out tomorrow on shooting both the bull armory and the staccato, one versus the other. So we'll see how that comes out.
nice.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah.
Holy, there was 2 wheels there for a second to say, holy shit, he's a 4-wheeler now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the Misfits Darling is put out. Go to R&L Displays and become a member. Exclusive discounts, special announcements, and share your display photos. There you go. But you have to. I guess you're going to have to go to the website to find out how much this member costs.
Members free. There's no cost to become a member.
Oh, okay.
There's no cost until there is.
No, I'm free daddy, unlimited.
Like
okay, not big daddy, free daddy.
Like Patreon, a minimum $1 or something. So anyway, I want to say thank you for showing up. Subscribe to all these YouTube channels of these people who sit here and listen to me ramble on for an hour. They all have good content. And speaking Squibbish, I'm surprised that speaking Squibbish hasn't gone viral yet, to be honest with you. Because that's some good shit.
Well, either you love them or you hate them, but either way, you love to hate them, right? So
that's right.
Either way, it's love. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I said, check it out.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat for stopping by and spending your Saturday afternoon with me. I really appreciate it. I'm quite surprised. with other, I mean, because there's another big YouTuber who's doing his show at the same time as me now. So I'm quite surprised that I still holding some of your interest, and so I really do appreciate it. Now, if you guys got any topics you want us, the panel, to discuss, send me an email, and I'll bring them up. I'm willing to do that as well. And I'm waiting for some. I got some swag coming. So I got some swag coming. So hopefully I'll be starting my quiz again soon. Soon as that stuff arrives. So I want to say thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So I will say thanks all. I really do appreciate it. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Goodbye, Sabrina.
Eat a salad.